all of my amazing posters. I have spent 7 conventions and 4 years collecting these. And lots of money. I am broke, but I have merchandise. Hello everybody, it is Loki Cosplay here, and today I'm going to be showing you how I made my Loki helmet from Loki Agents of Asgard. When I got introduced to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I fell in love with Loki's character, and I knew I really wanted to make his helmet. Specifically, I wanted to make his helmet, which is odd, because most characters that I like, I'm like, oh, I want to make their whole costume, I want to look like them. But Loki, I really just wanted to own his helmet. I really wanted to make Loki's helmet out of Warbla, which is what I ended up making this out of. And I'm glad I decided to wait instead of trying to make it out of EVA foam, because I'm really happy with the result. This was my first time using Warbla, and with this first time using Warbla, I was able to try out new techniques and learn new things from using it. And of course, there are things about the helmet that I would like to change, but this is one of the pieces that I am the happiest with that I have made so far. This and my Kirishima gauntlet. I am thrilled that I finally own this helmet, and I can't stop putting it on my head. I don't want to strap it on because I have makeup, but I love it. I can't see anything. So if you are interested in how I made Loki's helmet, or are interested in how I used Warbla, or anything along the lines of cosplay or crafting, then this video is for you. And I want to say thank you to everybody watching, and without any further ado, let's go ahead and get this video started. So first I had to create a pattern, and I did this by putting masking tape over my face and drawing out the pattern. I only did this on half of my face because it really wasn't necessary to do it on 2 halves. Since it was a mirrored image, it was perfectly symmetrical. So I just made it on 1 half and was able to trace it onto my Warbla. After I cut it out of the Warbla, I just heated it up with my heat gun and shaped it to my face. Once I got that base shape cut out, I was able to use that pattern from before to create the detail on Loki's helmet, so that way it looked the same on both sides again, and cut that out of Warbla as well. Once I got that second part cut out of Warbla, I heat up the base and this detail and then press them together so that way it laid right flat over the base and created more dimension to it, so it wasn't one flat shape. Once I was able to get that on there securely, I had to make the little detail in the center, and this was frustrating to make. I created a pattern for what I wanted each side to look like and this top part to look like, and then I cut that out of Warbla and heated it and made them fit together so it was all one piece. And once I got that together, I pushed it onto the main part of the helmet and tried to work on making it symmetrical by heating it up, tapping it a little bit, and making it as even as I possibly could. Making the horns was a whole nother task. I took EVA foam from just Lowe's, just those foam mats that you can find, and I cut out the horn shape that I liked 4 times. So I would layer 2 of them together to create the thickness that I wanted. Once I did that, I super glued them together because at the time I was out of contact cement, though contact cement would have worked just fine. I used my scissors to get a basic rough curve and roundness to them, and then I used my Dremel to create the proper curve and shape that I needed for both horns. Once I made these bases out of EVA foam, I sandwiched them between 2 scraps of Warbla. I cut out a really rough horn shape out of Warbla 4 times and pressed them together like a sandwich, and then cut and sanded down the seams. Once I cut and sanded down the seams, I took sandpaper of really rough grit down to really fine grit and smoothed out the surface as much as I could, though I did get impatient and I wish I had sanded it down a bit more. But once I had sanded that down, I used my heat gun to heat up the Warbler horn and the Warbler base to push them together, so that way they melded together and they were all one full piece of plastic at this point. Once everything was put together, all I had to do was give it a simple gold paint job. I used about 3 or 4 coats, and then I did a black wash over it. The black wash is as simple as taking black acrylic paint and water, brushing it over the gold surface, and taking a paper towel and dabbing it off, so that way it only sits into the crevices and not over the entire thing, but gives it a really nice weathered gold look. I also took a really fine paintbrush, dipped it into just straight black acrylic paint, and went through these edges to make them a little bit more defined. Once everything was painted and dry, I took some nylon strapping that I got from Walmart in the craft area and cut them to the length that I needed, overestimating a little bit. And once I got those cut out, I attached some Velcro. And once I got that Velcro attached, I was able to just hot glue it into the helmet, and it works perfectly to be able to hold it onto my head. In my mind, I was like, elastic won't work, but elastic would work perfectly fine. I wish I had used elastic, but this works just as well using nylon strapping or any other method that you'd like. You can use some cord and tie it if you'd like, but I really, for some reason, wanted to use Velcro. Making this helmet really wasn't that hard. It's super easy, and even though Warbler is slightly expensive, I got a really small sheet that was pretty much the perfect amount of material to make this helmet for about $15. Using Warbler was something I honestly never thought I was going to be able to do because of how expensive it was, but I'm really glad I waited to make Loki's helmet until I was able to use Warbler. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I'm so proud of the Loki helmet that I was able to turn out. I'm really excited to be able to show you guys this, especially since this is one of the first costume pieces or props that I made without being so frustrated with it that I had to stop working on it for a while. I get very frustrated very easily with cosplay, but this build was something that I just had fun with the entire time. Even though I was using a new material and wasn't 100% confident in it, I am really, really proud of how it turned out, and I'm glad I get to show it to you guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the helmet that I made, go ahead and leave those down below, and while you're down there, drop me a like or click the little subscribe button. Every little bit helps me be able to push out cosplay content for you guys because I love doing it. I love being able to show you guys what I make and being able to see how you guys can benefit from it. I've had a couple people message me about my Kirishima teeth tutorial and be really glad that they saw something that they can use a full row of teeth on, and it makes me very happy to be able to see that I'm kind of helping you guys in some way, shape, or form. Up next, I will be showing you guys my full Leo Valdez build that's taking a little bit longer than I thought to produce for you guys, but I'm excited about it nonetheless. Loki will be put on the back burner because it is a huge project and a big undertaking, and I want to make sure I can do it successfully for you guys. I've also had some other cosplays planned out earlier than Loki, like I've been wanting to work on Pearl from Steven Universe. I've wanted to work on a cosplay that's coming up from a game called Dead by Daylight. It's currently one of my favorite games, and it is one of the killers in that game, so I will let you guys kind of keep on guessing about that. That won't take too long. It's quite simple, if that gives you any hints. But I'm excited about it nonetheless, and I'm excited to show you guys what I do with that. So don't forget to stay hydrated, go outside, and keep on cosplaying. Bye everybody!